In reality, there was a first-class customer named Margaret Brown. Margaret Brown was actually the first-class customer that organized all the passengers to go on the lifeboat, but she persuaded the lifeguard to go back and save some second and third-class customers on the lifeboat. This is Lisa Lee with BTV Entertainment News. This scene kind of reminds me of the movie Titanic. You can take a look around. It's really vintage. Basically, you know Titanic, it was filmed in 1997. It was directed by James Cameron, starred by Leonardo DiCaprio, which is Jack, and also Rose was Kate Winslet. Well, this kind of reminds me of the beautiful portrait. You know, this is where Kate lies down and all nude, where Jack draws a beautiful portrait. A little secret I want to tell you about Titanic. Titanic, basically, you know, the love story between Jack and Rose is actually it never really happened. So, in reality, there was a first-class customer named Margaret Brown. Margaret Brown was actually the first-class customer that organized all the passengers to go on the lifeboat, but she failed to do that. She persuaded the lifeguard to go back and save some second and third-class customers on the lifeboat. She wasn't successful in doing that, but she became a heroine. She was very heroic in setting up this called the Survivors Committee, which helps survivors they do informal counseling and help second-class and third-class survivors with some resources such as food and supplies after the disaster.
About 15 years now. Let's make it 23 degrees.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I'm happy to do it. Yeah.
All right, let's put this to bed.
There we go.
All right, that looks good. Ship's veering to port. Go 22 knots. Sideswipes the iceberg. Murdoch ports around the iceberg. Try to keep from hitting the propellers. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're watching in accelerated time. We see the first 5 compartments flood. They equalize pretty quickly. Bows pulled down. We see the port list. Port list looks right. That looks like about 9 degrees. Well, you can really see the effect of that list on the flooding. So yeah, superstructure starts to get pulled under. Funnels collapse at their base. Now the bow is accelerating downward. That looks good. We're starting to see the stern come up. We got our maximum peak stress, and yeah, boom, brakes. Okay, bow swinging down. That looks good. The double keel hang on, and then they separate. Bow plunges straight down. All right, we got mass snapping back. The funnels are ripping backwards, pulling off all the davits. Bow's going down like a torpedo. Here's the angle when it falls through into a stable position. Let's see the stern. Heeling way over to port. That looks right. And she goes, yep, that's right. She goes almost vertical just when she goes under, and then boom, implodes. Now she accelerates, and all the stuff starts to rip off. You see the shell plating going. There goes the double bottom frisbeeing off. And the stern's falling through. So now the stern's falling aft end down. And we see the spiraling. Here comes the bow. Bow is falling in a stable position, and it hits. Yeah, boom. It kind of breaks its back, and we see the hydraulic outburst and the downblast effect. Let's see the stern. We see the shell plating blown off, decks, everything kind of settling around it. Looks like a big airplane crash site. Bada bing, bada boom. That's exactly what we're looking for.
So yeah, that's something interesting you want to know about Titanic.